Today we're going to be talking a little bit about APS-C cameras and why you may or may not want to buy one. When people ask me what camera that they should get, I usually steer them to APS-C. You know, if you ask me, APS-C is where, 85 to 95% of people should be buying cameras in that area. Most of the time you're going to get a much lighter, cheaper alternative than the full frame. This whole package is not as cumbersome to carry around as far as the full frame goes. So you're going to more than likely be able to take this along with you, which is a good thing. You should always try to have your camera on you at all time. The APS-C camera makes it really easy to do that. Even with the APS-C sensor, you're not giving up a whole lot of performance either. I mean, like these little cameras right here, they're great. This one, the Fuji, Canon makes some APS-C cameras. You know, they all do a really good job. And like I say, you're not losing a whole lot of performance. You can get a lot of frames per second. You can get some nice blurry background if you have invest in some good lenses. All the video capabilities are all pretty good. They really do just have a lot of functionality to them. And you're just not going to lose a whole lot of performance from APS-C as compared to full frame. But almost every YouTube creator, all the companies, they're all pushing you to a full frame camera. And that's what happened to me. I started off with APS-C, moved to full frame. And then once you get into full frame, it is really, really hard to go back to an APS-C camera just because, in general, full frame is much better. You can get a much better picture. And the camera is just an overall better camera. Full frame does give you a specific look that is, in my opinion, better than APS-C. Not by a whole lot, but at least by a little. And now if you're like me, now you have a full frame camera and you really don't like carrying it around just everywhere you go because it's too heavy. And you just don't like packing around. You can't put it in just a normal backpack. You have to have a specialized backpack for it. You got to keep the lenses safe. You got to keep everything packed away nice and neat. It really becomes a burden, sometimes if you just want to take it along for just a little bit of fun. So you start going back to an APS-C or looking for a smaller camera to fill those needs, and that's kind of when you start looking at another APS-C camera like this ZV-E10. My question is, if you have a full frame and you're looking for something smaller and lighter to carry around, so you just go ahead and skip the APS-C and go all the way just back to point and shoot. Now these point and shoot cameras, they have a 1-inch sensor in them. You're gonna get a much better picture, much more dynamic range and all that stuff out of the APS-C. But you can use your full frame for that. If you just want something to carry around, nice and small, and nice and small package, I think this might be the answer. These little cameras are just super duper great, packed full of features, have good autofocus, take great video, take decent pictures. They are really a feature-rich little camera. So right now I'm just kind of in the middle of making all these determinations for my own self and really just kind of thinking through it. As I've used the ZV-E10 in the last few days, I come to realize that maybe it's not the answer for, something small and lightweight. Maybe I should go all the way back to the old point and shoot. Anyway, just a little food for thought. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.